Hello and welcome to, oh my gosh, I didn't have my music going ready. I flubbed it. Completely ruined the entire stream.
We can sing it, We'll start singing
There we
Game of
go.
Thrones or something.
If we don't have ambience, what do we even have? Hi, welcome to Ink of Fate, our weekly D&D Viking-themed adventure. We'll talk a little bit more about Hey Notorious Navy, good to see you. We'll talk a little bit more about the setting in a little bit, but first let's do introductions. My name is KJ. I am the Dungeon Master for this campaign. Let's meet our beautiful characters, starting with Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I play the Squirrel Beastborn Warlock Hap, who is tons of fun, lots of chaos, and probably speaks about my real life probably way too closely. Here for your
Thank you.
entertainment.
Devil.
I'm Devil, and I play Northra, a tiefling ranger.
Thank you. Joanna?
Hello. I am Joanna. I play Odrune, the reluctant barbarian. I've just decided that's her title from now on.
Love it.
And you're sticking to it. I love it.
They're a she, they, if that helps. Interchangeable for the most part.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you will occasionally see a cat butt.
Hi, Kitty. And Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I play Ada, the seemingly human wizard who now knows how to give tattoos like a pro.
Sweet.
Yes. I cannot wait for that to become relevant. I'm very delighted.
So excited.
All right. So, like I said, this is Ink of Fate. Ink of Fate is a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. It's based on the Arcanum Worlds module, Raiders of the Serpent Sea. And I remembered to actually start doing the commands in chat now, so those will actually be showing up every week. So yay, I can finally multitask. I'm finally getting it. Devil, I see you. Okay, so if I see you on your phone again, I know you're in the chat. I know you're snooping. All right, so couple base realities to get through about this setting. So this takes place in a land called Grimnir, very dark, cold, primal. The world of Grimnir is entering its 3rd year of winter. Who knows why or what is causing it or what it might mean. And this party is tasked, they were originally tasked with investigating a tower that has spiraled so far out of control with lots of crazy circumstances. And yeah, a whole Viking-themed world where honor and glory are paramount, and sometimes weird things happen when things die. So just to get caught up on where we left off in the adventure, the party investigated the tower successfully, found all sorts of goodies and mysteries, and a person, Siobhan, the mysterious young lady from another world, that was brought to Grimnir by some kind of mysterious magic. After leaving the tower, your fleet was ambushed by what you recognized as the War Clan, though you didn't really recognize the symbol that they were carrying on their flag. You ended up without a ship of your own. All the ships were burned. Very few of the crew remained. I haven't made them their own tokens yet, but if they survive long enough, they may yet earn their own tokens on the battle map. But for now, they're all generic raiders. You crossed the Fanged Sands for several days, making your way towards the nearest town, a small outcast kind of village called Nowhere. Not affiliated with any of the major clans, but a place for misfits, and we'll certainly learn more about that very, very soon. You took shelter from a big storm in a small hut by the seaside. And I do have art for that now, so let me show you. Finally managed to get that from the book with the art. there it is. Show to players. So this is where you are making camp for the night. Is this little hut here?
I'd
Joanna,
stay
thank
there.
you for swapping it over.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got you. I'm learning.
Yeah, 5 stars. All good. I appreciate it. So you were safe, cozy, bonding, getting to know each other, learning deep, deep secrets about each other, especially those with more immortal tendencies, those who are less likely to really stay dead. And speaking of things that don't really stay dead, there's somebody at the door, and it seems to be a zombie of the magic user that you all killed on the ship that belonged to the War Clan. So, we will pick up at the beginning of combat. So, as far as you can all see, there is only one zombie that is trying to knock down the door. This door is not very strong. It will not hold up for very long. And let's change the vibes a little bit, shall we?
If I do remember correctly, I already prepared by saying arrow on fire. What is Amy in the door? I can't remember.
You said what on fire?
Oh, she said some
Arrow.
arrows on fire
Oh, some arrows
in the
on fire.
fireplace.
Okay. Yeah, you have how many did you set on fire? Was it like 3 or 5?
I say 4.
4. Cool.
That's a
You
good amount.
have four flaming arrows. Okay, we got the rain. We got creepy. What's a good creepy zombie is coming up here? Why do I not have it ready?
No.
I mean, it's not like you went on, a 3-hour deep dive earlier today because, you discovered a plot hole. So.
Okay, you know what? I kind of need to go on a little side rant about that. I just need everybody watching this to know. And I'm speaking now directly to the writers of Raiders of the Serpent Sea. This book, this Dungeon Master's Guide, this is a 500-page book with
Whoa.
a 75-page player guide and then like an extra Dungeon Master supplement with very little overlapping information between them. And the information that does repeat is tweaked ever so slightly, so you have to read all of them. And the information is organized in really bonkers ways, okay? There's a scene that I almost forgot to include before you got to Nowhere. It's like, oh, make sure you do this scene before you get to Nowhere. I didn't do it last time because it's not in the chapter of getting from the tower to Nowhere. Do you know where it is? It's in the introduction. In the introduction, they're like, oh, when they leave the tower and go to Nowhere, like when I'm reading the introduction, I don't know what the tower is. I don't know what Nowhere is. It's like, do this scene when that comes up. Great, I'm gonna remember that when I'm like neck deep in this adventure. And then there's these other plot holes related to the epic backgrounds that sent me down a 3-hour rabbit hole to try to fix it. And I just need you all to know that the authors need to get themselves together, get on the same page, and just make sure that somebody looks over this to make sure that you can actually read the information and find what you need. Because I've had to read this entire book like 3 times before I was able to figure out what I needed to know for session 1. So, yeah,
Yes.
It is not coherent at all, Notorious Navy. It is
We need
just,
to-
Well, I make it on the spot.
We need to get you a cork board and some red string.
Yes, the red
have a-
string.
okay. You should see, I have diagrams, I have binders,
Amazing.
I have so many notes. I have an entire notebook of all this stuff. I have stuff on the computer, stuff on paper. I have things like diagrams drawn out of like family trees and like things that I like. The information is so scattered.
That's crazy.
Okay.
A clip of this video will be
Anyway.
sent to those writers as part of your application to be hired. to
Yeah,
check your
if anybody
book.
knows some folks at Arcanum Worlds, just let them know
Send it over.
this is where I'm at. Okay.
I love how you said you had family trees, and then I'm just over here like, I don't even know that NPC's name.
Yeah, my family dies off too.
Anyway.
My family
Uh,
tree is very odd looking.
Your family
Yeah,
tree is a
Notorious,
literal
it's
tree.
exactly
It's a
like
straight
that.
line.
My family tree is just random like ants.
I
Alright.
definitely
Combat,
think
Northra!
Multiple-
Back on track. There is a zombie. Northra, you are up first. Hap, you are on deck.
Oh no, what is the warlock
I guess
gonna do?
I can see one in the doorway. Shoot it.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I am going to wait until there's a zombie in the doorway to shoot it.
Okay, you're readying an attack?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Hap, you are up next.
Alright, so we know that the zombie is right over here.
Yes.
Let's see. How easily open does this window look? Right in front of me.
Very easily. It's very old and weathered.
Alright. What I want to do, I would like to climb out the window and climb on top of the house. Because it looks very climbable, so that I'm above him and can shoot him.
Okay.
I
You
don't know
do
how
that.
tall the house is, though. Okay! I'm just gonna
It's extremely
move-
climbable. Can't argue with the art.
Get out. Okay. I can't get out of this house. It's fine. I'm just gonna put my token here, and we're gonna pretend I'm up on top of the house. And now I'm gonna do the thing I'm best at, which is I'm gonna blast with Eldritch Blast using my new Eldritch Invocation. Agonizing Blast, I'm just gonna add my Charisma modifier, which is a +3, which is not on my sheet, but I promise that's the Eldritch Invocation I have. So let me go ahead and roll really well for the please. 11.
Unfortunately, the Eldritch Blast. That was quiet. Sorry. There we go. Eldritch Blast misses.
Okay, well, I spend the remaining of my turn cursing at this zombie. Ooh, now that I can see the zombie, now that I'm on the roof, is there anything about the zombie that like stands out for a quick look?
That any more information than what I've already told you would take like a full investigative action. Yeah.
Okay, so we just know for sure that it is that guy that we very successfully killed.
That you did a
Alright.
great job killing, and I'm very impressed with it.
Alright.
All right. Cull is next up in the initiative. I'm just gonna have Cull ready a scimitar attack for and go like here for when the zombie goes through the door. We'll do it like right there. Ada, you are up.
Okay, I am also going to open this window that I'm standing in front of, and
You now have
then
a sight line.
I'm beautiful. I'm going to cast the worst magic missile. The worst magic missile. Wait, is it
Alright,
possible to
dice.
get a
I
5?
don't think the dice came to play today.
Let's see.
it's
You
3
rolled
darts.
that was one dart. So you rolled.
Okay,
that
that
was your
was
first
one.
dart. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Battery 60%.
Another 2 and another 5.
That's way better. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Way better.
Yeah, your
And
magic
then-
missiles come out one after the other.
Can I get behind anything in this room that will give me like a little bit of cover?
You can get probably behind the table.
Cool.
I'd say that gives you no more than about half cover, depending on where it is in relation to you.
That works.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, Odrune.
Question. Last night we knew he was just kind of like knocking on the door. Is he full on trying to knock it in now?
Yeah, he's full. He was sorry. To be clear, he was not knocking before.
Okay.
He was just straight up pounding, trying to break through the whole time.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Does the door swing in or out?
It swings inward.
Swings inward.
I love that I thought that, somebody might ask that.
Well, yeah, because Odrune, you know, we gained a new cool thing. So Odrune is going to walk up to the door. We're going to open it, and we're going to attack recklessly.
Beautiful.
Because I
And
now
assume
have
you're raging?
that. Yes, we're going to rage and reckless and attack this mofo.
Beautiful. Go ahead and move
Yes.
yourself next to the zombie.
Okay, so we are going to go to advantage. We're going to go to the battle axe. Does a 23 hit?
23 certainly hits. Good thing you rolled recklessly on that one.
Yeah.
The zombie will
No
have advantage on attacks against you. Roll damage.
It's all right. Okay. So he gets 9 points.
Beautiful. And I just want to do a little aside that I like on Roll20 that we are able to like just list like, oh, rage and slashing, like list those just in case it comes up, just in case it doesn't come up. Like
I
you
gotta
can
be
set up
honest,
Roll20 to do that.
I don't know why it's listing rage because I forgot to hit it. So...
I think I just set it to default on
Oh,
all the time.
okay,
So,
okay, that's fine.
yeah,
That's fine.
it's
We
just
can
there's
do
a
that.
default, and yeah, we could just leave it on, like, and if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply. So anyway, Odrun
Beautiful.
opens. Excuse me, I didn't move myself. Odrun is going to go and open the door and smack this guy in the face with a battle axe.
Beautiful. That door is open. Okay, so you did the 9 damage. Anything else for your turn?
No, I have exhausted everything. And I'm not going to move
Beautiful.
because then I'm going to give him an extra attack, so...
Yep. And I know the grid's a little bit weird, so this does put you right about... Let me see if it'll let me move you.
that's fine.
There.
Okay, cool.
Just to keep the distances right.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Norther, I believe you have a readied action. You can now see the zombie.
I will fire right, leaving arrows at the thing. No stuff will come here. That's why I'm talking. Come on, load, there we go.
Let's see. That's a 18.
Mm-hmm.
18 hits. For 5 piercing. Excellent. So yeah, you've been waiting for that door to open, and just as it creaks open, your arrow flies out and goes into its head, and it groans. All right. Frolf gets to go. Frolf is gonna give the help action to Northra, which he actually is able to do from a distance. So Northra, your next attack will have advantage, but he's calling out, aim for the center. All right, zombie gets to go next.
I'm always
he
surprised
is
by
going
Hurl's
to
voice, but I love it
do-
every time.
I love it too. All right. So the zombie, with its like decaying features, and its like waterlogged, gambeson and armor, it looks up at Odrun, tilts its head with its blank, glassy eyes, and he starts to like pop and shift, and like these gross popping, snapping noises happen as his body transforms into a very undead-looking beast. You haven't seen a beast like it. It has very pointed, lean features, like very nightmarish-looking undead creature, with very sharp teeth and a long, bushy sort of tail. Though the tail looks withered and the fur on it seems to be patchy and mangy in places.
Is it the same beast that's on the War Clan flag?
It is. It is the same creature.
Okay.
You notice the same triangular features on it. So that was its bonus action. For its main action, it's going to take 2 bite attacks on Odrun. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong stat block. I have to roll this manually. That is a miss. I rolled a 5, and I rolled an 18 plus 4, 22.
Well,
So
that
I
one
assume
hits.
that hits. That one hits. All right, that is.
Don't
This
forget
way.
that I did do reckless, so you actually would get advantage.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the other one I'll re-roll
Just
that.
to be
oh,
fair.
that's no. I appreciate that. That does make it a 19 on the other attack.
Okay, both hit.
Yep. Okay. So the first one gets you for 8 piercing damage halved to 4 because you're raging. The other one rolled max damage on that. That's 10 piercing halved to 5.
Okay.
But that is all he can do on this turn. Norther, you are up. You do have advantage on your next attack thanks to Hrolf assisting.
Great. Fire arrows.
Damn it.
Beautiful. That'll definitely hit. Roll the damage.
Fire.
Oof.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Very, very nice. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm just hoping they burn up some.
All right. Let's see. Actually, good question.
He's waterlogged.
Yeah, for the fire, roll an additional d4 for me. Since these are fire arrows. Almost forgot about that.
I'll do them then. 2 arrows.
Okay. Oh, sorry, just 1d4. So just 3.
Arrows. We got 2 arrows out of them, correct?
Sorry?
I got 2 arrows.
Yes, you did shoot 2 arrows. Thank you.
That's fair.
Yeah, so you notice that the first one that did the 3 fire damage barely makes any kind of impact. The other one, it doesn't seem to affect it at all. This thing looks like it's resistant to fire damage. But it does take that damage. Okay, now we are up to Hap.
Alright, so I'm on top, I'm looking down at this creature. I'm gonna try an Eldritch Blast again. Fingers crossed this time. Hopefully this is gonna work. Come on. Are you kidding me? Oh,
No.
I'm so frustrated. It's fine.
Ooh.
Totally
Wait.
fine.
Remember, you have inspiration from last game.
Ooh, yeah.
You know
do have
what?
inspiration.
Let's go for it. I gotta get these dice in the right track here. So I'm gonna try rolling them again. Look at
That
that!
definitely hits. Roll that Eldritch
Yay.
Blast
Yay.
damage.
10 plus 3 because I have that invocation that I gotta input. But yes, so that's 13.
That's 13. Nice. Beautiful. All right. This thing is looking bloodied.
Good. As it should. So I'm just gonna stay up here on the roof. How far away am I? Like, how high am I? Just for reference.
You are about 10 feet above the zombie's head.
Only 10. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And that will be
doesn't
my
look like it's likely to climb up to you, but you never know.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
gonna keep an eye out from here, and by eye out, I also mean my body away from this creature's fangs and claws. I'm sure it has.
Mm-hmm. All right. There's not really a spot for Cull to go or really get around, but Cull is going to be ready to attack if the zombie gets into the building. Ada, you are up.
More magic missiles.
Magic missiles.
So 10 points of damage.
Beautiful. 10 points of damage, arcing their way through the air and right into all 3 darts into the zombie.
And I am full ducking behind this table.
Perfect. Odrun, you're up.
I think we're just gonna go for another one. Why the heck not? We're raging still. We're confused. What is this thing doing? We were having a lovely evening, and now you have come and interrupted this. Therefore, I am not happy with you. Alright, so we are going to attack recklessly again. Does an 11 work?
11 unfortunately misses.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Probably because this is a very unfamiliar type of creature. It's just ducking and dodging. It's faster than you would expect.
Ugh,
But
lovely.
it ducks under your axe as it swings over its head.
Alright, well, we'll just, we'll stand right here and keep it away from the squishies.
Hrolf is going to give Northra the help action again, so Northra's next attack will be at advantage. The zombie is going to do 2 bite attacks and 1 claw attack as a bonus action.
Lame.
That's a 14.
Nope.
A 10.
No.
You attacked recklessly though.
Yeah.
So that's the first attack. All right, second attack is a 21.
Yeah.
Which will hit you for 4 half to 2 piercing damage from the bite.
Okay.
And then the claw. Oof, reckless is helping it here. Another 21 to hit. This time that should only do 3 halved to 1 piercing damage.
Look at that.
Or slashing. So it's continuing to like go after Odrun, but just the attacks are not having as much impact as it was hoping. But it's snarling and almost rabid as it's going after you. Northra, you are next. Your attack has advantage with Hrolf's assistance.
Hey, give me a second. I'm having internet issues here.
All good.
I'm disabling him with this video. Yeah, no. I don't have just good internet out here.
Yeah, if you want, I can open up your character sheet and click the arrow attack.
Not a fight.
Okay. One sec, I have to wait for mine to load. Page unresponsive. What?
What?
I think it's contagious. Okay, there we go. That was not me. That'll hit.
Yay. Freaking.
Okay, 3 piercing. And roll an extra d4 for the fire. Ooh, lovely.
Ooh.
Halved to 1 thanks to resistance. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay, Hap, you're up.
Alright, so how is it looking?
Definitely bloodied, but still hanging in there.
Okay.
It's in its
Alright.
creature form, right?
It is. I do want to be clear though. This is kind of a weird variation of bestial form. In this setting, some of them, some druids can go through kind of like a half transformation, so it's more like they're a person taking on beast-like features and not doing like a full transformation into a different stat block. So,
like
so just because
werewolf-y.
it's still in its beast form doesn't mean it's like still full of like all that temp HP that druids get. It's just it's shifted some of its stats
Cool.
a bit. Yeah.
Well, as a squishy little spellcaster that I am, rinse and repeat. I'm really trying to kill this thing for a second time because I feel really bad that the job was not done well, apparently, the first time. And I did that job with my buddy. We gotta rectify that. So once again, blast away. Hey, look at that.
Oof.
It's really getting us going. All right, let's see if the thing I
21
did to it
definitely
works.
hits.
Okay, so 6 plus 3. 9!
Nice. Oof, that invocation is very, very exciting.
Yeah. So I just blasted away from the roof, which means I'm a target for archers, I'm realizing now. So if I ever get like a spare moment, I know it's not going to be like a full good perception check, but I do take glances around. I'm gonna crouch on this little roof here, make sure nothing comes at me. As
Yeah, right now you don't see
hurl
anything.
Squirrel insults at it. I still squirrely insults.
All right. Yes.
That's my turn.
Cole's gonna hang back. And Ada.
Okay.
I
From
will
where I am, do I
be
have
right back.
good line of sight?
Do you have a clear line of sight? If you can see the token from where you are, then you do. You have to get somewhere where you
Okey-dokey.
physically can see the token. Even if it's just a little corner of it.
You're
Okay. I think I just.
It's okay, bud.
Okay, I can. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna throw a mind sliver out the window at him.
Okay.
So that's a 13 intelligence save.
Intelligence save. Aye, aye. That is a 9.
Ooh, a whole d6. So 4.
Beautiful. This thing's starting to look real bad here. And remind me the lingering effect of that. It's like disadvantage on something.
If she has to do another saving throw, it's minus a d4.
Perfect. Save minus d4 on saving throw. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Nope. I just moved back.
Beautiful. Odrun, you are up. This thing's looking pretty rough.
Okay, well, I think just because I'm getting beat to shit, and a few other people are standing around me who could possibly get a few licks in otherwise, is it possible to take him, pull him with me and kind of spin him around and pin him to the floor so that Cull can stab the shit out of him?
Ooh. Interesting.
Basically a really fancy grapple technique.
Very fancy. Yes, you grab, you spin, you push.
Right. So,
Fluid motion.
so yeah, the grabbing and attaching the zombie's movement to yours, that's going to be a grapple. So that's going to be your athletics versus the zombie's either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, do I get advantage on that while raging? Is that a
You
thing?
do get advantage on that while raging, yes.
I looked that.
Okay, alright.
You said athletics, right?
Yes.
Okay, where's that? There we are. Okay.
And
Oh,
that
he's down.
definitely outdoes.
Wow.
Okay, so he's grappled.
He's
so,
grappled.
you move. So you can move half of your movement speed, and move the zombie with you.
All right, so he's just gonna
so-
kind of move. Hang on. Why are we not moving?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You can move
do this.
yourself. I can move the zombie.
I'm trying, but it's not. For some reason, it's not selecting me.
You're
Hang
going
on.
here.
Ah,
or-
yes. Perfect. We can go right there, and we'll just
Alright.
spin him around. Well, we'll keep pulling him a little further then. We'll go here, put him right in front of Cull.
Okay.
Spin him around,
Alright.
pin him to the floor, and let Cull go to town.
Okay, so the grapple was an action. Any kind of shoving to the ground, that would be a shove attack. That would be a full other action.
Lame. Fine. All right.
Unfortunately.
We pulled him in, and as a bonus action, I'm going to shout to Cull to let loose on the attacks he's been holding back, and also
Beautiful.
tell Hrolf to get his ass over here and stab this fucker.
Beautiful. All right. Sure. He's like, okay.
I'm tired of being made
to
into a
attack.
pin
Aye, aye.
cushion.
All right, Rolf is gonna attack, which does hit, and he will do. Where's the right dice for that? Woof. It's a good amount of damage, Rolf. He does a good 6 damage to this.
Nice.
All right. It's barely hanging on. The zombie is going to retaliate.
Quick
It doesn't
question.
like that you're holding on to it. Yes.
Had a feeling. Was Cull hanging on to an attack for if it came into range? You'd said that previously, but I didn't know if he was again this time.
Right. I'm gonna say not this round.
Okay.
Yeah. There's probably like a distraction. But yeah, I didn't say it ahead of time, so sorry. All right, so the zombie is going to bite, do 2 bites and 1 claw. Let's do, let's just do 2 bites on Odrun and then 1 at Hrolf. Now, as a zombie, this it has ruthless fighting, so it has advantage on melee attacks against creatures that are missing hit points. So these 2 bites will be an advantage against Odrun. That was a 3. That is a 17.
It hits.
Wait. Okay. That is for. Hold on, I'm having to look at like the 2 different stat blocks for this. 3 halved to 1 piercing damage on that first attack. Second attack against Odrun. 16?
If it matches, it hits. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Rolled a 1 again. That's 1 plus 2, so 3 halved to 1. So another 1 piercing. Now it's going to attack Hrolf. This one will not be an advantage because Hrolf is not missing any hit points yet, which that will hit. That is a dirty 20 to hit, which will be for 4 slashing damage on the claw attack against Hrolf. That is it for the zombie's turn. Northra, this thing is barely hanging on.
Good.
Yes. My turn to maybe
Oof.
murder it.
That very much hits. Roll damage. Okay. Now, 1 sec, I have to sneeze. Never mind, no I don't.
If you hadn't
So-
said anything, you would have.
I know. That's how it always works out. So, here's the thing. This zombie was at 2 hit points, but this zombie has undead fortitude, meaning, depending on if it can make this next con save, it may stay at 1.
Uh-oh.
That's minus a d4.
It does have to subtract a d4. So, now and let me double check the DC for this because it's 5 plus the damage it just took. So, 11 is the DC. It needs to beat an 11. Not a lot. Its con is decent. Okay, that is a 10. And just for funsies, let's see how badly it did. That's down to 8. So rolled a d8 and needed an 11 to stay standing. So, Northra, what does it look like as you finish off this zombie beast creature thing?
An arrow through the head, right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. Just clean shot. It snarls. It looks like it's going to try to keep attacking and try to finish off Odrun. And it just crashes to the ground and lies completely motionless.
Yeah.
As it should. And it should stay there.
Anybody else offended if I remove the fucker's head? I don't want him coming back a
No.
3rd time.
No, please do.
Oh,
Burn 'em.
burn it with fire, burn it with fire. We do not want that.
As we shall, Hrolf. So, take off its head.
They like a good measure, though.
Also, Froth,
Sorry.
you haven't seen this creature or happen to know what it is, do you?
What? No, absolutely not. I mean, I've heard of zombies. You hear stories of like the dead coming to life, but when I said if you die at sea, you turn into a sea monster, I meant like a sea serpent or something gross like that, like a really mean fish. I did not mean an undead, whatever that was
No,
that just shifted into to come stalk us over
I didn't
miles
mean
upon miles and days of land.
I didn't mean a zombie. I meant whatever it would partially shifted into.
Oh, that I got no frosted idea.
Okay, okay, all right.
Would we have seen any imagery of the like pointy animal and all of the frescoes that were in the tower?
Good question. Briefly, possibly. Something that resembled it, something with similar pointed features. You're pretty sure you saw that in like at least one of the images.
Is there anything
oh,
like
sorry.
notable with it?
Roll a history check. This is like recalling what you saw in a fresco what, a week ago?
I mean, that's
Alright then.
if anybody's gonna do it, it's them. Not me.
You saw it with imagery of Hell, the Lady of the Underworld.
Yeah, while this is going on, Hap is on the roof, taking one look around to see if anything else is coming before I drop down.
Roll a perception check.
Alright. Let's keep the good rolls coming here. It's gonna be a 14, because I'm not next to Cole at the moment.
You're not next to Cole.
Obviously
You
a
don't
terrible idea.
see you don't see any zombies or other creatures approaching.
Okay, then I'm gonna drop down, go in, and give the body my own little kick. Proving what, Odrune? I approve. Odrune, I approve very much. This thing should stay dead.
I agree.
Is it still transformed in death, or is that released?
That was released. Yeah, good question.
Okay.
So, when it fell to the ground, it transformed back into its human form.
I'm just gonna stare at the body and try to find out what happened to it.
One more question. It wouldn't happen to bring up any imagery that I've seen before in dreams? Does it look familiar that way?
Roll a history check.
Okay. Just for fun. You know, for flavor.
Just for funsies. Yeah.
Oh, I'm rolling with advantage. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's
Either
fine.
way, it sucks.
Yeah,
Either way, no.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, like if it was something that was very common, it would be a very low DC, like a 5. But in this case, yeah, I think it makes sense that you wouldn't have heard of this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody was wanting to check out the body.
I'm just kind of looking it over at the moment, being like, why are you here? And not properly dead.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. Or, well, I'll say you can do either investigation or Arcana or Nature. Any of those could apply.
You can.
I might tell you something different depending on which one.
I'm wise, but I'm not smart. So I'm gonna go with investigation at the moment.
Okay.
19. Well, actually, I think I'm next to Cole now. 20.
You are next to Cole. Yeah. It's hard to tell exactly. It does look like, you know, what you think happened. That it was in the ocean and then it left the ocean, and the feet look very worn. The shoes are almost entirely gone, and that kind of draws your attention to just one weird thing about it. Now that it's shifted back into humanoid form, you notice that the fingernails and toenails are gone, as if they had been torn off. They're not bleeding because this is a zombie, but
Don't
you know,
care.
There's
Fingernails
hair.
and
There's
toenails.
Like that.
yeah.
So fingernails and toenails have been torn off. It doesn't have any shoes. It's probably not carrying any valuables then.
You do not find any valuables.
Okay. Are the clothes I imagine are still the same? Like it wasn't. There's like no evidence of like a burial wrapping or anything. Like it looks like it literally was just thrown in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an it now that it's in a dead, annoying, headless body.
Yes.
Huh. It doesn't have, it doesn't have like any of that same symbol of its group on it in any shape or form, right? A token, a pin, I don't know, any sort of token that would kind of look like that creature or indication of clan.
Yeah, you do see some color indicators. He's wearing some regalia that's, I believe the colors would probably be black and white. Yeah, we'll say black and white.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if I change my mind later, because I can.
So we've seen this creature on the War Clan. He's wearing their colors. He just turned into it. And then I saw it in the frescoes in the tower with Hell.
Hmm.
Does anyone know of any creatures associated with her?
Do I know any creatures associated with her?
I'm thinking very hard, but
I was gonna say
I am not.
my brain was going back to actual Norse mythology, so I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I will say everybody who wants to can roll a religion check, so this will be separate from the history checks and such.
I'll do it for fun in case Hap wants to surprise me with knowledge. But
Right,
let's just
Ada.
say that Hap's little brain is there's a
I'm
hamster wheel
smart
there.
and nothing else.
You are smart.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Smart and squishy.
That's all right. I hit things and apparently I'm not smart, so we can make between the two of us we make a good team.
We'll get there.
At least you're not
There you go.
insulting things with no effect.
Yeah, so Ada does end up being you with that 21 who finally remembers. And we'll say that this was just a weird, obscure shrine that you visited one time.
I was
So
looking for weird shit.
Yeah, just like digging around, you saw a carving of hell with this creature, and when you asked the clerics about it, they told you it was a creature called a wolf. A creature not native to Grimnir that nobody on Grimnir has ever seen, but they are a creature that was originated by hell, and all wolves are associated with her. They kind of answer to her in a way. But yeah, any wolves that exist come from the goddess Hel.
Apparently, something called a wolf. And it's a creature, but it's a unique creature, and it's a little supernatural. Don't know much more.
Interesting. Odd that it came out of the water and it's
A
a
land
wolf?
creature. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Wolf, is a wolf one of your sea monsters?
I no. I would assume that that turning into a wolf, you said, like a creepy, pointy, skinny looking bear. That's like nightmare fuel right there. It's really freaky, right? But anyway, what was the question?
I think you answered it.
Okay, just to be
Yeah,
clear.
I think he could always do that. I think that was more like the source of his magic. I don't think that's because he was undead. I think that was just a thing he could do.
Sounds about right.
Just to be clear, there's no like dogs here either, right?
Okay, I had to think about that. I had to
Yeah.
think about
Okay.
that because the book did
I
not
remember this.
clarify.
This
And
is
I
probably
got
very
too
important to
sad
clarify
thinking.
right now.
Yeah, so to clarify, you have never heard of a wolf. You have never seen a wolf. You've never seen anything that really closely resembles a wolf. Um, However, I could not stand the thought of a universe where there are no dogs. So, what we're establishing here is this world does have dogs, but they're mostly smaller breeds, like medium to small dogs. So, there might not be any
Terriers,
larger,
maybe?
like, yeah, there's terriers, there's little bulldogs, there's even like pit bulls and things, but nothing that like closely resembles a wolf. Like a wolf is like, whoa, that's a
Big
weird blend
small
between like a
towns, like-
bear and a panther, or like it just looks really
Okay.
weird.
I'm just
So yeah, there are
imagining.
dogs. I just yeah.
I'm just imagining a raider with a puffy Pomeranian, and I can't get over
Oh, it's coming.
I mean, those
It's for
things
sure coming.
are ready for
excited.
battle.
I can't
In
get
one
over
way.
it. Or a basset
They're the-
hound. Can you imagine a raider with a basset hound?
The bards of the dog world.
Yes.
Sorry, big side note. Just a funny thought. Anyway, yes. Whatever it was, it definitely had claws and teeth.
Do we need to burn the body?
Oh yes, very much so.
Cool.
I'm just
We
standing over here with my triangular snout, my teeth, and my claws, being like, "What?
I said
You
nothing
recall?
about squirrels. I think
also have
squirrels are
claws
wonderful
and teeth."
creatures.
You
I think
are
that
fearsome, but
whatever
like
this
it.
was the stuff of nightmares. And
Well,
it
sure, it's
didn't
ugly. It
like
can't
me.
climb anything.
Exactly. They
How do
can't
you know it
climb.
can
Belly to the
climb?
ground is a terrible life to live. I'll tell you that.
So
Well,
I've
this,
heard.
This creature is clearly of hell, and we're gonna send it back to hell. So let's just burn and be done with it.
So we go. Ogerin would start to go outside to build a fire. We're not gonna
Yeah,
burn
let's
it inside where we're sleeping.
Was it
Of
raining
course.
outside?
It is, but it's certainly started to let up a bit. So
Oh.
you are able to get fire. There we go.
It'll help build the pyre and then just kind of step away once fire starts to be lit. And just
I'm not out
goes
there at
kind of
all.
quiet.
It's alright. Ogerin stays about as far away from the fire as she can manage while
Of
somehow
course, you're a
starting it
tree.
at the same time.
Rolf can start it.
Oh, that's true. Rolf, do you mind? I'm a bit
Oh, of course,
flammable.
absolutely. Here. Yep, just lights it right up.
Or we can grab
Um,
Northra and grab one of her fiery arrows.
Yes.
I don't have many left. You're probably gonna burn out anyway soon.
Yeah,
Arrows don't need to be on fire forever.
true. Yeah,
I just
so
have an arrow on fire and put it in my backpack. I'm pretty sure it's gonna either burn the backpack or go out.
Before
So the pyre does burn for a little while, yeah.
before going in, Ogerin would also take a look around just to see. I mean, their perception's not great, but might as well, more eyes just mean good things.
Sure.
If
roll
that's
perception.
alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
Okay.
not bad for somebody with a 0 perception.
Yeah. Yeah, between you and Hap, you both have had a pretty good vantage point. Hap from the roof, and also just even from ground level, like these huts are kind of up on an overlook, and you realize it's probably a good place to be a lookout at the ocean, for ships approaching, because like it's kind of like has some good cover, but it's able to see really far. So between the both of you, you're confident that there's nothing else following you, nothing within the range that you can see.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling a bit beat after that one. So I'm gonna go sleep. well, rest. My version of sleeping.
Does anyone
Can I
else
just
do
say-
anything before? Yeah.
I'm gonna do something a little weird before bed. June, before you take a rest, could I see the head from the tower?
The freaky head that Hrolf wants me to.
The freaky head.
All right.
Yes, the freaky head.
All right. I was gonna take it to the Volve because for some reason I feel like it's important for them to see. So
It does
yeah,
seem
absolutely.
important. And then I am going to use one of my spell swaps that I have with my new subclass, and I didn't have the identify prepared, but I'm going to cast it on the head.
Interesting. What does identify tell you specifically?
Ooh, let me read it. Don't know if it'll work if it's non-magical, but I wanted to try it. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it requires attunement, blah blah blah. You learn any spells affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
I need a minute. Give me a second.
By the way,
Talk amongst
for,
yourselves.
for Ada, if any time you pull out your rubbings and your writings from the tower, if I see that, I'm gonna peek over your shoulder and try to read them. Anytime that naturally comes up, if you pull out any of that stuff that had the writing on it,
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time?
Yeah, do I notice you?
I'm not being that sneaky. I trust you to not be super weird about me just invading your space because I invade everyone's space.
Hap, why are you hovering?
Because I can read it.
You can read it?
Uh-huh.
Well, what does it say?
I don't know why. I just
Oh,
can.
you don't know why you
I
can
have an
read it?
instinct. I just have this
You didn't learn
very
a
strong
spell or something?
feeling about it that I can read this. It has meaning for me. I can
Is it
just
kind of
feel
like
it.
how when you blast someone, if you're insulting them at the same time, it hits harder?
Well, that's just the same for everyone, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know.
Or at least I wish. No, it's more like those instincts. It's how you know the seasons are changing, or when it's the best place to hide some cache of food. You know those feelings. I'm gonna look at you, just very obviously, those instincts that we all have.
Ada is not connected to nature.
Are these some pipe flop just yeah, there's a good spot to hide food over here.
Of course.
Okay. So I think I managed to get everything you're able to gather from this. You get less information than you expect. First off, it doesn't read as this is a magic item that requires attunement. You're not getting that. You're not getting any list of properties of what it does. You're getting that right now it's under the effect of a magic aura spell.
Interesting.
We have a new
Also,
thing for you to look up.
Be fixating on that for days. Lovely.
So next thing for you to look up is I decided that with my new ability to read all writing, that I was gonna read the writing it has from the tower.
Well, I was able to give her some of it.
Yeah, well now I have all of it.
My apologies, Hap. I did not mean to step on your proverbial tail.
Well, I think you've known how to kind of read it longer.
Not the tail.
I didn't mean
so there is all right. So there is a lot of writing. Let's do. Let's make this an investigation check for like 1 hour of what relevant or helpful information you find from this.
Can I give half the help action?
Can I get?
Sure.
Oh no. Not me. Okay.
Or do you-
Tell us around.
I can't read it.
Or can I help Hap with it? And since oh, never mind.
Oh no. Oh no. I might need to sleep first. Clearly, my mental faculties are
Okay,
very tired.
Here's what you find. You find a random bit about how much Luta, one of the Vanir, loved skiing. It's just a lot. Like a really big long thing. Like it's her favorite means of transportation. It's her favorite sport. She's so good at it. Like she can't get enough of skiing.
Why would we care about Lucha skiing?
Let's revisit
Why?
this
I don't
after I get some
understand.
sleep. I don't know. I
Lucha.
don't know. Luta's great and all, I'm sure, but you she's human. She was
Dissonant.
human, right? Or humanish. Before
Yes,
being-
the Vanir were considered well, they were various species, but yeah, Luda was human.
Okay, yeah, humans are weird. I don't know what to say. Skiing is a human thing. Anyway,
Ada has like a viscerally negative reaction to Luda. Even just skiing.
okay. Well, I don't have strong enough
Not a fan.
loyalty to Luta to be personally offended by that. And if I wasn't so clearly very tired, I would probably be more curious about that. Revisit that after clearly the dice have told me I need to go to sleep. I've seen the writing on the dice and could read it very clearly now, and it says, yeah, your brain ain't working at full capacity, and your full capacity is already pretty bad, so sleep.
There we go.
All right, well, everyone rest up. Should be no more than another 2 days or so to nowhere.
And then you hear Odrun
You said
look
that
over.
2 days ago.
You hear Odrun look over at Cull and say very lowly, "So what? That means about another 5-6 days?"
Northrow, what were you gonna say?
You said that 2 days ago.
Well, good night. Hmm.
So long rest, anyone? Long rest?
Please.
I'm very nicely
Yes, go
curled
ahead
up
and take
somewhere
your long rest.
with my tail blanket.
Oh,
No,
I'm so
I didn't
happy
mean
you
to do
use it
that.
as a blanket. I was a bit curious about that. Do you ever whack yourself in the face with some of your charms in your tail or anything, Hap?
Do you just hit your own face with your own hand? Why would I do that?
I don't know. Like, sometimes those people who have the long hair, sometimes when they turn around really fast, their hair gets in their face or something. I didn't know if a tail acted the same way or not. I don't have one.
I mean, I know we can't normally control the hair on top of our head, but my tail is under my full control.
It's good to know. I'm just curious, Hap.
My tail is currently going back and forth, like clearly demonstrating my control over it.
Hap, go to
To the
sleep.
beat of the music.
Oh, sorry. I
Wait,
thought this was the
Why
next morning.
not?
I feel like we just hear
Yeah,
jingling.
next morning.
Yeah,
All right.
you've seen Squirrels, right?
I still say
My
that.
tail can do that.
Odrun
grab anything.
also, anytime she sees Hap all curled up, Odrun has this reaction where they really just want to reach out and pet, but no. They understand that would probably not be very inappropriate. But it's
Would be if you
very
surprised
Alright.
touched it though, that's for sure. Can't
So
surprise
as
touch
the
it,
endless conversation continues, it takes you another day to reach the edge of a forest. that follows a little bit of a river tributary. And Rolf is kind of explaining, oh, this tributary here, it runs out from the Serpent Sea, and nowhere's at the end of this, so should be a pretty easy way to cross a little ways east of here. So not much really happens that day.
Did I find any squirrels
But,
to talk to?
Roll perception or nature or animal handling.
Okay, I'm gonna go with animal handling.
Yeah, you find a
14.
couple.
I'm gonna ask if any weird, crazy zombie undead creatures came by.
What specifically do you say to these cute little squirrels that have approached you and are holding little acorns in their tiny little hands?
Hey, have you seen creatures that should be dead but are walking and not dead around here?
No, nothing like that here.
Good. Be warned. I've seen some around. Some weird creatures are around here.
We will hide the acorns.
And they scurry
Good.
away.
Story's been trying to get up behind them to like pounce on one during this conversation.
I wax
Roll a
Story with my
stealth
tail.
check for Story.
That voice is so cute.
Thank you.
Story's about to get whacked by Saul's
Real
story.
bad. That was the one.
I mean, was it?
I see a
Was that with
22 as well.
disadvantage?
Oh wait,
Does Story have
it
disadvantage?
could have been an advantage.
The
Okay,
22's
well.
first. So
The 22's first. Just kidding. The one would have been funny.
That would have been
it's
hilarious.
me.
Yeah, what does Story do?
Oh, I'm fully having Story do this to mess with Hap. So Story does nothing to the squirrels, but just is like skittering around.
Yes, we will
Very
hide
good.
the
Fine.
acorns and we will.
I'm gonna try to grab Story. I'm gonna grab Story. Try.
Bad weasel! Bad weasel! And they scurry up the trees.
Can I grab Story?
Sure.
Oh, I thought this was gonna be a fight. I was gonna fight against. Well, not fight, but a challenge.
You can grab Story.
How mean am I gonna be to Story? Not that mean. Scruff. I'm gonna go with Scruff. I'm not gonna pull it by its tail, because that's mean. More mean than necessary. Crossing a line. But I will grab Story by the scruff. And I'll just hold Story.
Story just kind of like does a little. It's just like staring at you, kind of dead-eyed.
Back.
And then
It's
from
squirrel insult. I'm just gonna insult its tail. Because it doesn't have a fluffy tail. I'm gonna insult its lack of a fluffy tail.
on top of Ogeron's head, you see this little bright yellow bird land, and you just hear this little as it laughs.
What? Okay, well,
I am a tree.
Yeah. You are a tree. I am just gonna hand this ugly-tailed creature back to Ada.
Are you making friends, Hap?
I was. They haven't seen any more of those undead creatures, but I think you're missing this.
Just
This
petting
little
Story.
ground rat. Here's a ground rat.
She's a perfect little creature. I don't know what you possibly mean. I'm just petting her head.
I'm just gonna look up at you. I'm imagining. I don't know how. I can't remember how tall you are, but I'm so short that I imagine I have to like lift up Story to hand.
Ada's pretty
you.
tall. She's like 5'10".
So yeah, it's like here is your ground rat. Have fun. And then I'm gonna walk back over to Calm, talk about terrible, tailed creatures. Interrupt my squirrel
Yeah,
conflict.
Cole definitely commiserates with you on that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, uh, so other than the squirrel incident, the day's pretty uneventful. It gets to be evening.
I'm
You're
walking
able
with the
to.
Jalen.
Perfect. Yeah, and just to kind of reestablish who all is with you, because everybody's been like quiet besides Rolf. Siobhan seems to be really enjoying her wicker cat chair. That's able to get over all of these hills and go around over the tree roots and through the forest.
Oh my god, why
And
did Aaron not have this
let's
fight?
see, you also have um Aaron and the others were upstairs sleeping already. So they slept through the whole thing.
Very deep
So you have
sleepers.
Aaron the half orc, and then you have the one with the beard, and I gave you one other, right?
Is
The
the one
Dragonborn.
who was
The Dragonborn, yes. Scopy.
Yeah.
is the one who was
Unfortunately, our
Luton
tall
Um,
still
folk
alive?
died. Let's see.
Sorry, what was the question, Elizabeth?
Oh, the one who was Luton, are they still alive? I can't remember.
That would be Scopy. Yeah, that's the green
Okay.
dragonborn that was
Okay,
Luton. Yeah.
Curtis.
Yep.
I'm avoiding Sophie.
Curtis, Aaron, and Sophie, and I think one more actually.
Yep. Um,
One of them died.
you definitely had Aaron, and Aaron is from the Tavar clan. Hurtis is from the Naddle clan. Yeah, the other ones I have in my notes all died. So, so you successfully make camp for the evening. There's a little campfire. Kind of cozy as Rolf is ready to just exchange stories. He's like, "Did I ever tell you how I lost me eye?"
I would love to hear it. Rolf.
All right, Rolf,
Well,
let's hear it.
I went up to. Well, I'm sure you all know that Alden, our goddess of wisdom, is known for having sacrificed her own eye to gain greater sight and greater wisdom. So I wanted to be like Alden. In the Hallharm clan, Alden is our patron goddess. So I wanted to honor her, and so I went up to the Well of Wisdom, went to consult with the Volve, and I sacrificed my eye there at the Well of Wisdom, and I prayed to Alden to grant me foresight and intuition so that I might protect my people better. Not
Did it
entirely
work?
sure it was worth it in retrospect, but it's been pretty handy in a pinch.
So did it work?
Did you get anything?
Sort of. Little bit, yeah. From time to time I find that I'm able to see attacks just a moment before they happen. So it gives me a in the moment split second advantage.
So
But
why
it certainly
did you want
didn't
us with
say
the
anything
zombies
about
and the boat?
I don't have that kind of long-term sight. I only sacrificed my one half-elf eye. Okay, that is not the same as a goddess giving up her eye. Just you can't really expect massive results from a smaller sacrifice like that. But
Okay, did you see this coming?
but you are
Wait, now, just for my own edification, I don't know much about the gods, or at least Alden, that much. Was she already a goddess when she sacrificed her eye, or was that before? Or was she always a goddess? I don't really know.
well, that's an interesting question. The Stone Court, they used to just be I mean, according to the stories back in the Lost Lands, they were just people. Regular people who did a lot of very magnificent things, but people all the same. It wasn't until they were cursed with petrification and frozen forever in time that they became the stone court and received that divine spark, so to speak. So I suppose she wasn't really a goddess when she lost her eye. But who knows?
I don't. Well, I didn't, that's for sure. I know more than I did a minute ago.
There you go.
I'm already getting bored of this conversation.
Well, then don't listen, Northra. Go talk to somebody else.
Only because you said it. Fine. Look away. Don't you please.
Yeah, pretty much at the same moment that you say you're bored, the campfire's just kind of sputtering and crackling. But then it flares up a little bit. Seems to be just reacting in a weird sort of way. Hold on. Need the right ambiance for this.
You had to say you were bored. You
The
had
flame-
to.
I'm here for all
flame
your
sputters.
happen.
And then the fire becomes unnaturally quiet. You can still see the flame. And in the flame, you see a face of a man. The features aren't quite clear. It's all very abstract and indistinct, flickering in and out of view. But you can see from his expressions he appears frustrated, though not angry as he tries to speak, but his mouth doesn't move. The head turns and shakes, and then looks back at you all, eyes tracking across all of you. Looks over at Siobhan, and his eyes kind of widen. He smiles a little bit, just lips crooking upwards. And then the fire explodes. A brilliant blaze soaring at least 10 feet into the air. A kaleidoscope of color erupts, brief scenes splashing across the fiery canvas. You see a great ship sitting beneath the sky with no stars, an upside-down tower rising from a field of lava, and then a massive serpent rises. And then the flame is quickly extinguished, just as quickly as it was formed.
Did you all see that? Was that just me?
I think we all saw it.
And a couple steps back when that happened. Just immediately go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, turn two.
Got that feeling that we're just part of the end of the world now.
Is the flame like gone or returned to its normal state?
Completely extinguished. You see just little wisps of smoke and steam coming out of it.
Gets a stick and pokes it. I just poke it. Poke the
It
fire.
reacts like a regular old campfire.
Question.
Don't say that like it wasn't like a rainbow campfire 2 seconds ago.
Question about
Yeah,
the
just
man.
acting like all casual. Mm-hmm.
A question about the
Ada's
man
looking
who was
right at Odrun.
trying to speak. Is that the same man? Is that as I hold up the head? Is that the same man? Did his mouth look like it was sewn shut?
That's what I thought too.
Anybody who wants to roll a perception check, we'll do this like retroactively.
Does it have to be perception? Okay.
I'm gonna stare at this. Wow, never mind.
I'm gonna use my
Here
inspiration.
means I.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
correct. It was fire. That was. That's how that works.
I actually
I don't-
think I might use my inspiration too, just for funsies. Oh, even worse.
The dice
Well,
are in my
shit.
favor today.
The gods of inspiration aren't very inspiring at the moment. Ooh,
Ooh.
looks like Northra
Northra,
saw
what do your
something.
tiefling eyes see? Yeah, Northra is the only one who's able to really give any insight on this. You can't be 100% sure just because of the way the flames were flickering. The shape itself was a little bit blobbier. But it could have been. It definitely resembled the iron cast of a head that you were carrying with the lips sewn shut.
I'm just going to look at the head, then look at the now extinguished fireplace, and back at the head. Yeah, I think it's the same person.
But then, what else did everyone see? There was a tower, an upside down
A
tower coming out of lava.
Mhm. A
Giant
ship
snake,
in the starless sky.
maybe.
Ship in a starless sky and a
And a
giant
snake, yeah.
serpent coming out of the water. I mean,
Did it look anything like what we saw in the like divination orb?
Um,
Like the imagery
no,
of what the
nothing you
weapon is
saw.
from?
No, nothing you saw quite matches what you saw in the orb. Good question.
I mean, it all sounds a bit like all the prophecies of at least the serpent part sounds a bit like the prophecies of the end of the world that everyone's been talking about. I don't know about the tower though.
Is the
Did the
tower
tower
alive?
did the tower look at all like the one we just left?
Um, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
Other than it's a tower and that was a tower and like things are
Mhm.
tower shaped.
Relative tower shape. Um,
Mhm.
well, that's unnerving. Great moment to go to sleep on.
You do see that off far in the distance, there are lights and indications of a town. So it looks like by the next day you will get there.
Siobhan, um,
Yeah.
you saw that, didn't you?
Uh huh.
Did you recognize that man? He kind of smiled at you.
Hard to say. I mean, it was kind of blurry in there, but something felt a little bit familiar, but I don't know. I don't like it.
Does she seem like I believe her? Does she seem
Roll an
convincing?
insight check.
10.
Yeah, roll insight. 10. Yeah, you're not sure.
Hmm.
She definitely seems a little bit shaken, um, just from
Sure.
everything. Anything else before you long rest? Okay. Let's cut the spooky music. Still windy, but a little more normal. There we go. Um, so, um, it takes a bit of time. You end up having to wade through a couple of boggy creeks and smaller rivers that feed into the larger river that crosses the lava-esque landscape until you finally reach civilization, docks, buildings, wooden structures, people. People. Um, you you see many wooden buildings just clustered on either side of the river. There are several longships moored in the center of town. There's some farmland that encircles the town itself, and then further out, there's some sparser forests and wooded areas. Um, everybody roll a history check. Ada, do yours with advantage. Let's see what you all already know about Nowhere.
I mean, it's great if we all roll good, but when we all roll bad, we can't all roll bad.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, you gotta share.
Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want.
Is it what you want that's happening?
I do what I want. I don't know. I rolled well. Who cares?
We're all doing.
Yeah, so what you're able to kind of pool together from your collective knowledge, Nowhere is not affiliated with any major clan. It's mostly made up of people who are Varang, either part of a minor clan or unaffiliated with any clan. Plenty of people who don't really fit in elsewhere. Tieflings, some Tusks, though some of them aren't really, outwardly known. They aren't really like out of the Tusk closet. They stay in human form for the most part. But lots of people who don't really fit in other places. The whole town. Let me actually move you to the map of Nowhere. Bloopity bloop bloop bloop. Let's take a look. So there are some small ferries that are able to get you back and forth across the river for just a copper. You can just ride a small faring raft to get from one to the other. Ada, you know a lot of the major people in town. You know, yeah, pretty much anybody you're looking for. There's the dock manager. There, you know all the best like mead halls. You know who the chieftain is. You know who the rune thrower is. So anything you all end up wanting to do in town, you could at least point everybody in the right direction.
I have a bone to pick with the rude thrower. Took me on this goose chase.
All right, so now that we are back in civilization, Rolf looks really, really excited. Like he's eyeing the boats specifically. We need a ship. Now, I suppose we'll need to get down into the town itself, do some information gathering, but I'll follow you all's lead and see where you all want to go. We probably also might want to get Siobhan here to a rune thrower or someone who might know some information. See if they might be able to tell us a little bit about that little mystery. Anything else on our to-do list?
Get a drink.
Please hear about a drink rune thrower ship. I know all those people.
I'm on board with
Sorry, I came
whatever.
in choppy for a sec. Can you say that one more time?
Oh, I just said drink rune thrower ship. Is Ada's
My brain heard that in a
priority.
Dora the Explorer voice, like drink, rune thrower, ship. Drink, rune thrower, ship.
Pretty much. That's where she's at.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to a quick break. Now we're at our halfway point. So we'll go to break. We'll see what happens in Nowhere and what you all find there. After we get back from break, we'll be back in about 8 minutes or so. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right to it. Let's go nowhere. All right. So you managed to get into the town proper. Right now, you all are on the south end of town, right down here. If you can see where I'm pinging. Let me do a little focus ping. There. Way down at the bottom. So that's kind of where you're starting, is you've just kind of been following this river up. Right off the bat, you can see most of the docks are on the north border of the river, the north bank. You see plenty of wooden buildings, some shops. Ada, you were recommending drinks first?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is getting to like late afternoon, early evening. So you know, best place in town is usually the Eye of the Storm, which is right here.
Anyone up for a drink? It's been a long 2 days based on our first estimation of how long it would take to get here.
Well, might as well go kick up our feet a little bit.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. So let's see. Eye of the Storm. You find a very long, narrow, two-story building. From the outside, it already looks quite busy. Through the open windows, you can see a variety of warriors, raiders, but also common folk sitting around the tables. You are hit with the sweet smell of spilled mead, just emanating from the whole building, and the mead smell barely masks the stench of overcooked fish.
This
Smells
your
familiar.
favorite place?
Nice. It's the best place. I walk up to the bar.
Beautiful. Let me add some people here. One sec. There we go. There's people. Yeah, so it's pretty crowded inside. There's tables scattered about the lower floor. Most of them are currently occupied. There is a wooden ladder near the back that leads to an upper level, which, Ada, you know that there are several sleeping chambers available for rent. I'm gonna ask you, like, where does Ada live in town? Where did Ada
Ooh.
decide to live?
I feel like she floated a little bit, so she's definitely stayed here for like a long period of time before. Yeah.
So yeah, nowhere like permanent. I was curious if
Nowhere
we were gonna like have to
permanent,
crowd
no.
everybody into a little cabin that you owned or something.
No.
But yeah, all across the room you hear the clatter of dice, shouts of glee, barks of anger, just a whole cacophony of activity from every corner. A stout woman stands behind the counter and barks orders to a group of very tired-looking staff. Ada, you know this tavern owner is named Zelan, or Zealan? Z-E-L-A-N? Let's say
Okay.
Zealan. Yeah, Zealan. She's a very large, elderly woman. Appears kind of matronly, though. You know she can knock some heads together when she needs to. You specifically would also know that she's Tuss.
Okay. Zealand, how are you? Been a while.
Ada! Oh, good to see ya. Can I get you some mead?
Please.
Beautiful. And, are these ones with you?
Yes, so treat them nicely.
Absolutely. I think for a valued customer. Come on in, everyone. Let me feel your horns. Everyone has a mead horn, right?
I
Do we
don't.
still have a meat horn? Might have been on that ship.
True.
My signature homemade mead is 1 silver. If you don't have a mead horn, that's an extra 8 silver for an ox horn.
Question, outside of the game. Were we supposed to have any money starting? Or... Because I didn't... Because I had some
Yes,
from
that
my
would
background,
be from... Yeah, it would just be your background gold.
but... Okay.
Oh yeah,
so
I got
like
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
So it wouldn't be a ton, but you do have some party inventory that you can always pull from as well.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
I'll pay for like our party, like the 5 of us, including Cole.
Beautiful. Let's see. The rest of you notice that while kind of heavyset, she does have very muscular arms that look like they've been used for more than just making fish and mead. She's also wearing an amulet with 2 wooden hammers crossing each other. The amulet hangs from a leather cord around her neck.
Interesting.
Ada, the amulet she's wearing with the 2 hammers crossed. Whose symbol is that one again?
Is it Thornia? Do I need to roll?
This would be the symbol for the twins, Nark and Eden. The ones known for Nark is known for like harvest and agriculture, and Eden, the sister, is known for more like blacksmith, like craftsmanship.
I say that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's just a thing you now know.
A thing I now know. Well, you know, Otrin's just kind of curious about the outside. Haven't, learned very much, so still learning.
June, have you not traveled much?
Well, I have a little, especially, well, depends on if you count me or if you count past lives, all that kind of fun stuff I was telling you guys about. Past lives, a little bit more. They've been all over the place. I kind of started in one area and then moved in with the Arn and haven't really moved on since then. But a lot of my predecessors, they would travel around quite a bit. I just, I guess I never had any interest in going around too much. I like the Arn. They're peaceful people. Mostly.
Home's a good thing. Well...
Sorry, real quick, you do notice Siobhan seems to be trying to ask for a drink.
Are you old enough?
Yeah, I'm definitely old enough.
What do you like to drink, Siobhan?
Roll an insight check real quick. Okay, 18. She's straight up lying, but she's like, "Oh, I drink lots of mead all the time." Mm-hmm.
Zealand, you get her mead and like water it down a lot.
I gotcha. Here you go, young miss. Let me
Odrun
see if she
watches.
figures out that it's... Let me see. Deception was a 2. Insight is a nat 20. She's like, scowling at you. I know what you just did
I-
there.
I scowl back.
I'll have some water, I suppose.
Pretty sure that's where you got there.
Zealand says, can I rent you out some rooms? Let's see, there's 5 of you, and then 5 others, that's 2 to a room. I can get you all rooms for 4 gold as a group, per night.
How long do you think we're staying till?
That one I would ask Rolf about. Probably, since he's the one who would probably be securing us a ship.
Oh, well, he's just kind of like, he's been trying to like shuffle and wedge himself in between people, but he's just taking up a little bit too much space and can't really find a comfortable place to sit and like talk to you, so he kind of has to hover awkwardly behind 2 of you. He's like, well, so I think, I am not a particularly good negotiator. I'm a brilliant military strategist. I'm perfect. I've been known for over 99 raids. But
What happened to the 1,000 or whatever? You keep changing
I
the
am
story,
not a
what?
people person. He completely ignores that. So you might need to be doing the asking around. I will say, in general, when it comes to ships, you have a few options. You can buy it new, buy it used, or win it somehow. All of those, it really depends. Are there any special events coming up where challenges might be common? And Ada, something I forgot to mention earlier, tomorrow evening, is the, what's it called? One sec. There's a festival.
Is there gonna be a mock battle?
No, there's not. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Nope, I skipped it. Hold on. Feast of Serpents. There we go. It was something snake related.
Feast of Serpents. Sounds a bit.
Yep, Feast of Serpents. It's preparing for the planting season.
What planting
you know, it's,
season?
I hope
mean,
not
it's
planted snakes.
according to the
Oh, no.
calendar, it's supposed to be springtime right about now. So they so this year, with the winter lasting as long as it has, it's especially important to pray for fertile crops, a fertile planting season. And it's the Feast of Serpents because of the Serpent Sea, the sea that encompasses pretty much all of Grimnir, is very snake themed. It's supposed to be a snake itself due to its weird, sometimes unpredictable nature. Sometimes it flows backwards.
We might
So-
be in luck, Rolf. We could win something tomorrow. So we should get at least 2 nights of rooms.
Oh, very good then. That would be absolutely fantastic. Now, I suppose we need to find out who might be in the market for losing a ship. Who might be in a position to sell or lose it in a contest.
I wonder if
So,
those
might
people
need
who
to-
beat up earlier would be here. You know,
Sorry?
those people that attacked us, if they're here, we should steal their ship.
You know what? I agree. I agree with Northra.
We don't
I think
often.
we should steal their ship. I'm
They
kind of
burnt
thinking
ours.
it out.
The least they can
don't
do.
don't often see that symbol, that clan symbol here, but maybe. They were in the
I say
neighborhood.
we go look for it.
Me too.
I think we could probably
just-
look an eye out when we go down to the docks at some point.
Zealand has kind of been listening in on this, and she's like, "Well, there's 3 captains I know of in town right now, that are probably at that transient point where they might be prepared to sell or contest it. One of them is one second. One of them is Captain Lurks. She owns the ship of Vipers. There's Captain Sephi, owns a longship called the Grey. And then there's Had. He's actually from the... Had seems to be from the Natal clan. Owns a ship called the Raven ship.
That one sounds fun.
Am I familiar with any of these captains?
You have not met any of them. These ones seem to be visiting in town.
Okay.
Natal. Don't we have a crew from the Natal clan? Is that Aaron?
Aaron's from the Tavar, I
Tavar.
believe.
Oh, wait, yeah, there was
Curtis?
one. Hurtis,
It was
yeah.
Curtis, yeah. Hurtis is from the Natal clan. He's human. He has that dark beard with all the metal clasps in his braid.
That's right. He's the bearded one.
Mhm.
Hurtis, have you met this captain? Do you know him?
Oh, I think I heard of his father. But last I heard, Had was not quite old enough to be captaining his own ship. But I guess he would be old enough by this point, at least. I liked his dad well enough. Don't know much about the kid.
Well, who knows? Maybe if he's really that young, he's a bit stupid. We can always hope.
There you go.
Oh, these are all sounding like great plans. Either steal the ship from the kid, or steal the ship from the enemy.
I said
I'm down
nothing
with
about
either.
stealing a ship. I didn't say anything about talking him out of it.
Yeah. Hap looks at you with very judgy eyes. It's like, you did say stupid kids can be easily taken ships from.
I did not say taking ships from. I said
That's
let's
what my
hope
eyes
he's
are looking at you
stupid.
like.
I said let's hope
No,
he's
no,
stupid. Don't be
Odrun's
putting
right.
words in my mouth. You put your acorns
Odrun's right,
elsewhere.
though.
Don't
It's a
be
very
putting
important
words.
distinction. Very important distinction to make. You gotta be careful about when you steal, when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate to steal. But contests are a thing people understand, especially the Natal. The Natal are really known for contests, so you want to make sure whatever kind of contest you do, I assume a drinking contest, but that's up to you all. You want to make sure you're fully prepared because the Natal are very competitive.
We need a fighting contest. We beat them then.
We can have a stealing
Oh,
contest.
would we?
Who
Zealand,
knows?
do you know where
Maybe.
we'd find?
Who knows? Maybe one of the contests is to whoever can gather, the largest cache of stuff for next winter.
That contests were supposed to be fair. I didn't know you were gonna make it that easy.
Well, contests are only fair sometimes. Have you never been a part of an unfair contest?
We just take their boat and leave.
Most contests are unfair for the others.
This is true.
The best kind of contest to have. You can't make it that obvious.
Zelan looks over at Ada and says, "Look, honestly, the thing that really helps in a contest is having information on the one you're competing against. So you might want to ask around town, get some information on these people. If they have any dirty laundry, so to speak, then it's a good time to air it. It gives you a bit of leverage, put them off their game, gives them more of a reason to accept a challenge. Not everyone's
Vile
just going to
here.
say, oh, sure, I'll drink you for a boat.
So, do you know where we'd find any of these people? Either the captains or people who know their dirty laundry?
Oof, anywhere in town you could probably find their crew members, even right here in the building, but The captains might be over at the raid leader hall. It's bit more of a private club than a place like this, but if you know the right people, know the right passwords, then you might be able to get a private audience with the captains themselves before your contest.
Oh,
So it sounds like perhaps we
Alright.
should gather the dirty laundry and then send somebody with Rolf who can talk to people. Rolf should be able to get in. You are a raid leader, aren't you?
Led 99
Well-
raids.
Uh, 222 raids, thank you very much.
Ah,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But
My memory.
I suppose to get in, I would probably need an invitation. We would need to persuade somebody to grant us the password.
You know, this flag that we have seems to be very unhelpful. I thought it would open way more doors for us.
I agree.
Gonna go and protect
Well, they
us.
haven't
You
moved.
just wave it around. Isn't that an invitation of some sort? This great flag I almost risked my life to get.
Hey, that was my
Nora
life.
did
was
risk her
restored,
life.
thank you very
Okay,
much.
I
You
failed
know-
to get the other one.
I've been to raid leader clubs before though, and they tend to be very protective of that space because it's a place where they can, let their braids down, so to speak. They don't have to save face in front of the crew or act all tough. They can just, be themselves, interact with people that are supposed to be rivals. So I fully respect that they want to really protect that, but I'm sure there's somebody you could persuade to share the password with you.
We might be able to get the password maybe from the guard himself. Whoever's at the door, show them the flag, let them know we're on official business.
That flag.
Maybe they'll listen.
Do you think that would work, Rolf?
It's
Does Rolf
possible.
have the flag?
I think Northra had it.
I handed it
No.
off to the squirrel last.
Alright, I have the flag.
Oh
Great.
yeah, Hap has it.
Yeah.
Hap
Lore
has the wolf
question.
flag.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How
I
do
do
people
feel-
in Nowhere feel about the Vol?
It's a good
Is
question.
it any
Good
different?
question. Yeah, it's still pretty much very similar to how it is elsewhere. They still respect them a lot. They rely on their counsel and their guidance, and that the rune thrower in town is not a member of the Volve, but they carry similar authority as someone with divination.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you think this flag could get us a boat too? Tell the captain, hey, special business. Can we take your boat? And just go. Never return.
Oh yeah,
Do you
that'd
think
be fair to the
people-
livelihood of all 20 people who work on a ship like that.
Yeah, they would need something for themselves.
Look,
We
we can
got
always go back to the
that.
first plan, which is take the ship from those bastards that attacked us last time.
Now that's assuming they're here.
We should find out.
I just want to say, I do live here, and I would like to be able to come back. Just as a
Fine, how about we
Blanket
show them the
statement.
flag and say official business? Can we get on your boat with you?
Jake,
And-
is anyone good at drawing anything?
Yes.
no.
We should draw that symbol.
Ada's a tattoo
Might-
artist.
Ooh,
I was gonna say Ada should be
tattoo,
good,
tattoo.
and I do cartography.
You know, if we want to get those captains' attention or to find
do
this
you?
enemy ship, we should get that symbol somewhere written down. We can ask around.
Maybe
Find
the
them.
room
I can
thrower did.
solve all of these problems and just get rid of the rest of the crew, like I did that leader of theirs.
Exactly. You did
One
it
way
pretty
or
much
another.
single-handedly, right? Just with a little help from Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paul does give a lot of credit. Just the two of us, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, because none of us actually shot at the boat at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea. No idea what you're talking about. Until we have a bard to sing our stories, we're gonna have to make them up ourselves.
Even then,
I
bards still
really
make
think we
crap
have
up.
that covered.
There you go.
Yes.
So
Hap is very
Ada,
determined.
where where
Yes, I
exactly
do.
would one go to learn the dirty little secrets of some captain?
I mean, here's a good place to start. We could see if it looks like anyone is a member of the Naddle clan.
You know,
Maybe a member of Had's ship.
I mean, we have Aaron. We could just send him to get the dirty little secrets. He looks like the kind of guy people reveal secrets to, right?
But
Are you saying
He's
he
like
looks
picking his nose and
questionable?
going, huh?
Actually, that's perfect. That's exactly who they reveal the dirty secrets to because they don't think he'll remember.
Had, I do think you should go with him. Someone who can talk to people needs to go with him.
Just saying, he's a wonderful distraction. Lets down a lot of guards.
A squirrel
Is
and
he
a nose
is he still
picker.
wearing your shirt right now?
Is what?
Is he still wearing your shirt right now? Did you find your shirt?
He is not.
Like I
He
said,
is not
like
wearing a
I
shirt.
said.
His little
Sorry,
itty bitty
take care,
saber-tooth
Lovely.
tattoo is on full display.
His little itty bitty
We're in the
saber
town. Go
tooth.
find a shirt.
All right. Let me just ask, who all is going about the mead hall to get information from the patrons?
I need that symbol. I would like that written or drawn somewhere so that I can start asking around.
I have paper and ink. I will attempt to draw it.
Okay. Yeah, no need to make any check for it. I'll just say like
Cool.
it's not that complicated of a symbol. It's mostly just triangles. So you're able to get a decent rough sketch of it.
I will
Um,
also go around and talk to people.
Okay. All right. Anybody who is asking around, roll a d8.
If you don't mind, I'm pull a Droon aside.
Sure. What's up?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't had a drink in a long time. Probably 100 years or something.
I can't really hear you. Sorry.
She very much like gets quieter as she says it, but she says that she hasn't had a drink in like 100 years.
Oh. Oh, come on. You're in the right place. I don't really drink, but I'll sit with you.
Yeah, if you don't mind watching over me,
Absolutely.
I don't know what it's gonna be in 100 years.
Not a problem.
The drink ran dry. I never in a town to get more, so
Makes sense.
All right. So Hap, you're able to move around the room with Aaron in tow. You hear one random fellow whispering, not like full on whispering, but just kind of trying to keep it low. Look, I heard a few years ago a magical javelin. Somebody said this javelin never misses a target. It was like magical or enchanted or something. But that javelin was stolen from the Well of Wisdom. I don't know what the Volv are gonna do about that. Ada, you hear. Oh, I love that you got this one. Oi, you hear that King Cendric from the Baindor Kingdoms? Yeah, somebody said that he captured a Valkyrie. Yeah, keeps her locked up in a cage in his castle way up at Rockpike.
Do I know where Rockpike is?
Roll a history check.
Okay. I am rolling at disadvantage.
You've heard the name. You're not sure precisely where it is, but you're pretty sure it's very far north of here. Close to the like you're picturing like icy tundra type part of the map.
Okay.
What's it called?
Rock Pike. All one word.
Yeah, that does sound like a fun place to be.
Interesting.
So, was the person who was talking, do they look like a raider? Like somebody who might be on a ship? I'm looking for
Yes.
somebody who's looked like they've like traveling, who are like on ships, because they're most likely to have seen other ships and other sailors and such.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the d8 one more time.
So I might try to join in on a conversation to start asking about the symbol. 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you do find a group of 3 sailors, and they're like, so you're specifically like approaching them and like asking them about the symbol.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can overhear anything that I can use as a conversation starter, so I'm not just abruptly walking up to them with my paper. You know, I gotta ease
Yeah.
into it, lower the guard, have Aaron distract them with his tiny tattoo. I mean, what I know about sailors and stuff, they're more distracted by each other and showing off than they are about other things. I have found.
Okay. Yeah.
Weird camaraderie
Roll either a persuasion or performance check with advantage since Aaron is helping you.
To try to like
As unintentional as it may be.
to see if we can like casually join on this conversation. Very natural. Less jarring. Trying to get their guard down. You said it's performance or persuasion?
Yes.
And we go with persuasion. Let's see. So
Beautiful.
I don't know if Cole's following us like Cole usually is following us. So it's up to
Yeah,
you
Cole
if you
is
want-
like bodyguard position, like, you know, like a few steps right behind you.
Alright, great. So that
Um,
would be a 25.
Just very appropriately lurking.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, you find some people, they claim to be, well, they appear to be part of Lurx's crew, because they mentioned the ship of Vipers. And at first they're like giggling a little bit. It's like, did you hear that Lurx is in love with one of the folks from that outpost we captured? Oh yeah, there was some woman that just completely swept her off her feet, and they're just like kind of geeking out about it a little bit. But then another one is like, okay, but have you heard about like that new clan that's up and coming? Calling themselves, I think, the War Clan. They worship some kind of strange shaggy beasts, and some of them even claim to ride one of the larger ones. You know what they call them? They call them wolves.
And that's the moment I'm gonna join in and just be like, oh, I've heard of these wolves in this war clan. And then I'm gonna say, how can I casually do this? I am gonna start off with a story. I wanna kind of enter in on that kind of Raiders boasting story, like battle glory recap. Like I've seen this war clan. I've even fought them. I've actually killed their leader. I caught just about a week ago at the end of this.
You killed a wolf.
Actually, well, I killed the leader of this clan. Well, this clan, one of these clan ships. Actually, when I say we, I mean Cole. Cole's gonna be right there as I point. Cole. And this was their. I'm gonna slap the paper down on the table. It's like this was the symbol of their ships, and I'm looking for the rest of them. Trying to look very. I know I'm a squirrel, but I'm trying to look very impressive here. in my battle story.
Yeah, you're like looking up at them.
I'm hoping that Aaron over here is gonna like backing me up, like this big brawny raider I got over here. Is gonna be backing up this story
Yeah,
here as we recount.
so yeah, visibly you have tiny little foot-tall squirrel, 6 foot tall half orc, who's not small in proportion, and then you have
3
lurking
foot
right
tall.
behind Cull with a couple scimitars,
I have
just
3 feet.
staring
on me,
down anybody who looks
okay?
at you wrong. So yeah, while your presence is not intimidating, your companions certainly are. They're like, oh yeah, that definitely looks like the one. I definitely saw that one for sure. You know who would know their movements and if they've been around here is Silorfin, the dock manager. He knows all the ships that go in and out of here. He could tell you the last time they were here. He could tell you where they were headed. But I would check with Silorfin for sure. That's Silorfin with a C.
Thank you.
The Lorphin with the C does not make that spelling any easier. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, let me put it in the
yes.
20 chat.
Now, lurks from the ship of vipers. What do I know? What clan they're from? Do they have like indications that I might try my clan? Color patterns or something?
From what you heard, they were Varang. So not part of any major recognized clan.
Respect. Okay. Alright. And yeah, I'll hang out with them as long as it seems friendly and appropriate. Read the room, the situation, hear of any of their battle stories, compare any scars, because I do have my burn scars that I will totally lie about where they came from to make the story sound way more interesting. I obviously got this scar from saving some amazingly beautiful maiden, and this scar from saving some amazingly beautiful. What is the male version of maiden? Lordling? I don't know. Obviously. And then I got this scar from saving my entire crew in some sort of battle.
Roll a deception check.
Okay, fine. Call me
You're the
out
one
like that.
spinning this.
Fucking multi-class in the bard just to spite you. And everyone else. 18!
And they got a 4 on their insight. So they're eating it right up.
Exactly.
They are taking in every word.
They're gonna go back to their ship captain and say all good things about my ship. Yeah. I'm gonna tell them how, in fact, I'm gonna make them feel like they're really, special to be meeting me by telling them that I'm actually on a secret mission for the Vault. And I'll even, flash a little flag a little bit, just to be like, how important I am. Probably shouldn't do that, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, they just believe everything out of your mouth with their extremely low insight and your extremely high deception. They will believe any word that comes out of your mouth at this point.
Oh, we get glory points. How does that work here?
We do have one.
Nowhere. We have one.
You
we
do have one glory point.
We are known by name at feasting halls. They should have already had. My reputation precedes me, essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, you pretty much had to arrive here for that to kind of trigger, and for Krolf and the rest of your raiding party. Yeah, right here, this is the trigger of okay, now everybody in this mead hall that you run into is going to know you by name as, oh yeah, the people who, fought off the war and investigate a magical tower on a mission from the Volve.
Yeah, we're super important. No, we gotta say it better. We killed that war leader twice. Not just once. We say that.
Are we sure we want to say twice?
Amazing.
It sounds like we didn't do the job properly the first time.
No, it's not that. We have to spin it. It's all about spinning it correctly.
Oh, okay. All right. I trust you.
We won against a mysterious clan, and then we won against a mysterious clan with supernatural forces, and we overcame them. It's like a challenge from the gods to test us if we have overcome
All right,
How
I
about the
believe
story
you on that
itself?
one.
Anyway, I have now triggered our glory point. Our story will spread and we will become well known, and surely that will get the Natto clan interested for your competition, unless I totally steal that warship first. Or I convince this Viper's captain that we are worth doing business with. Maybe they would like to join us. And by join us, I mean become our new crew. How's Aaron doing with these guys and gals and raiders? I don't know who they are, actually. He just described as like three
the
drunk
folks.
sailors. These folks over here.
Let's
Eric-
see. Let me roll a Constitution save to see how he's holding his alcohol. That is a 6. He is drunk.
He is charmingly drunk. I
But
hope.
he's just like nodding along with you. Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
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 Amazing.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm probably getting drunk at the bar. Not to speak.
I heard getting drunk at the bar.
Yeah,
Okay.
getting drunk at the bar. Well, June probably is watching over me.
Yes.
Roll a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Yeah, it's been a few years, so.
Oof.
You are very, very drunk. For the next hour, you will have disadvantage on ability checks.
Well, Odrin was planning on listening to the rest of the room while just kind of chatting and having a drink, but now you can bet Odrin is constantly making sure that if there are any more drinks coming, it's mostly water.
Just need water.
Oh,
Boo to you! You said I had to watch over you. It's your own fault.
oh, Mom.
I think seeing
Yeah.
that they're occupied and that Hap just is holding court, I would just do another lap of the room and just keep listening.
Okay. Roll a perception or investigation check for me.
Not great.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I can give you for that one. You hear just another random rumor that some man had paid a lot of gold up front to have the local shipbuilders build him a ship, but that man has now gone missing.
Is the ship still here?
Are you asking the people that you were like overhearing?
Yeah, I would do it more smoothly than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would just be like, someone disappeared. Did they disappear with the ship?
No, last I heard the ship was still there, though not quite finished. That's all I heard though. Just not sure what happened to him.
Oh. Was he new in town?
Yeah, I didn't know him personally. A lot of people come in and out of town all the time, you know, but yeah, he just up and disappeared, never showed up to make his final payments, I guess.
Interesting. Huh. What's the Grimnir equivalent of like have a good day?
Drink well. Enjoy her drink.
Yeah,
Skull.
anything related to sailing, any kind of sailing analogy, like smooth sailing, may the wind be in your sails.
Fair
Okay.
weather. Fair weather to you. I don't know.
Yep. Something.
May there be wind in your sails and not in your arse.
There you go.
I don't know.
Yep. It's for when it's
Yep.
when it's almost midnight. Time to go.
So the chatter of the crowd dies down a little bit, and there seems to be some activity in the corner. Odrun and Northrop would have the best view of this. Let me just switch the music up a little.
So what's going on?
Oh, looks to be a little performance. There's a little tiny stage with like a little curtain set up on some boards. And out comes a man dressed all in green. Just pops out from behind the curtains, and there's a little, like, little round of applause nearby. The man seems to have set up some torches and lanterns, and he's using his hands to cast like shadow puppets on the wall, or onto like the screen, the pale sheet behind him. So variety of creatures, some of them quite convincingly rendered, pretty decent depictions. There's some giants and some serpents, and somehow he manages to put together a giant herd of horses or like some warriors clashing in battle. It's decently impressive. And the audience is just eating it up. They're loudly laughing every time, and every time he makes a creature, he like looks back and goes, and like does a little scared thing and like acts like he's running away from his like the creatures that he's making appear. And he's just kind of prancing about the stage looking all frightened and like woo woo woo. And then finally he like collapses, just dramatically falls to the ground, rolls under the curtain until only his head is peeking out from the bottom end of the curtain, and he's doing this like very exaggerated dead kind of pose with just his head sticking out.
Yeah, you rock, and we're gonna throw a glow point at him.
Wow.
Beautiful. He comes back out to like take a bow and steps off of the little stage area.
Yeah, woo.
He does seem to be
Alright.
going to get a drink if anybody wants. You don't have to say hi to.
I guess.
Zelan looks over and is like, "Well done, Fang. Great show as always."
Well, Odrun would kind of sidle over to the other side of Northra and look over. Is it Fang I hear? Is that your name?
Yeah. You hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, where'd you learn to do something like that?
Oh, well, that was the tale of Loknir's Folly. Learned it from a traveling woman passed through here several years back. I'm kind of amazed that the crowd still loves it the way they do. But yeah, just learned it from a traveling woman.
She teach you how to do the shadows too?
Oh no, that's a little bit of prestidigitation there.
Okay.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Well,
But
it was
yeah,
well
I'm
done. I
certainly
couldn't
grateful
tell.
to. Thank you. Always good to hear compliments about the craft.
Gold coins slide across the counter to him. And I'm just there with my thumbs up. Just all happy.
Both of you
Big
roll an
sticky
insight
bird.
check. North Road's disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm fucking drunk. I don't even think I'm paying attention. No.
Not half bad for me.
Yeah. Yeah, Odrun, you notice that when he mentions the woman who taught it to him, he has he's thinking about that a little bit more heavily, like, yeah, just a woman. Like, it wasn't just some woman. Like, there's a bit more to the story.
What kind of woman?
You know, she wasn't in town for very long, but, well, she asked for kind of a weird sort of favor in exchange for the story. She asked me to plant a special tree as a form of payment. Of course, the chieftain Beowulm cut it down a couple of years ago, like not long after that, before it really fully sprouted. But
What
not sure why she bothered.
what kind of tree was it?
I don't know, just kind of an odd-looking one. I don't know. It was kind of a little sprout when I planted it, but it had silver leaves.
Silver leaves? You mean like an ironwood tree?
I don't know trees all that well. I'm not familiar with that one. I
Do
just
I?
just tell the stories.
Do I know?
You would, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you would at least know that they're magical tree. Their leaves are able to be used to craft higher quality weapons and things like that.
And their leaves are silver.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Wonder why she wanted you to plant that. Did she say anything else?
No, it was just seemed like easy exchange, you know.
Fair enough. Seems to be making you some good money as it is. She say where she was heading next?
No, never saw her again.
You said this was a
It
few
was
years
back anyway. Mhm.
Okay, interesting. Quite the mystery there.
The sky is dark outside. Night has fully settled, though the skies seem to be clear and speckled with starlight, not the big storm clouds that you've been dealing with for a couple days. Is there anything else you all do at the tavern? Or are you ready to, like, settle for a long rest or go somewhere else?
I'd probably, scoop up Northra somehow. Carry her over to where Ada might be. And Ada, that a performer over there mentioned where he got the story. It's called Loknir's Folly. Have you ever heard it before?
Have I heard of?
You've heard the gist of it, that Loknir was one of the Vanir, and then he joined the Jotun, betrayed the Vanir, and directly contributed to the destruction of the Lost Lands.
Yeah, I knew the basics of it. That Lognir betrayed the other gods, just helped to destroy the Lost Lands. The legend everyone tells.
Mm-hmm. I guess he might be a bard or performer or whatever, but he said he learned it from a strange woman who came through and told it to him in exchange for him planting what turned out to be an ironwood tree.
I don't think I'm super familiar with ironwood trees. Well, I mean, Norway is an interesting place. There are people like Zealand who've lived here for years and have a whole life here. There are people like me who wandered in and stayed, and then there are people who just wander through one day and another. It'd be hard to track someone down who just wandered through.
That's true. I was just kind of curious to see if you'd ever heard anything about somebody trying to plant ironwood trees around here.
I've been here for like. Would I have heard anything? I've been here probably like 2.5 years.
Roll a history check.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm just off to the side, increasing our glory.
Yeah, with a 21, you have seen a stump on the outskirts of the south end of town that you're pretty sure is the tree that they're talking about.
Haven't heard anything about when it was planted, but I do know where the stump is. It's really not that far from here. We could go check it out at some point. I don't know if you want to do it tonight, but tomorrow.
Probably not tonight. I think we need to dry this one out, pointing to Northra. But you know, at some point, it's not a high priority. I'm just, you know, Ironwoods have such a bad reputation, bad connotation. It just makes me curious about whoever would try to plant more.
Yeah, that's a bit of a funny thing about nowhere is people who may have a bad reputation through no fault of their own end up here.
All right.
Hrolf tries to like gather you all together at least a little bit. He's like, "Well, I'm completely pooped. What's our game plan for tomorrow? It feels like there's a lot of things to do. We probably can't all stick together for all of it. But what are you all thinking?"
Well,
Am I there now? Have I returned to the group? Has it died down enough
Yes.
in this tavern that I feel comfortable having spread our glory far and wide? All right.
Yes,
Well,
everybody knows your name. Like as you pass, they're like, "Oh, hey Hap, hey Hap."
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use my magic, my minor illusion occasionally to add some flair every now and then. You know.
wait, but do they know the rest of our names too, or just yours and Cole's?
I don't know. I drank a little bit, so maybe someone give me a drink at some point.
Sounds like you're avoiding the
I don't
question.
know. I think I probably left Aaron over at a table. They might know his name. They definitely know Cole's. You know, obviously.
Oh, hey, look, it's those people who killed a raid leader twice.
Yeah. Remember, the second time was supernatural forces we overcame. Remember that.
This
We,
just that just sounds questionable. I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well,
To be under the
as
radar.
I wander back, hearing Ralph's question, I'm gonna mention that I want to stop by and visit the dock manager, Stellarfin,
Mm-hmm.
to see if he has any news of our wolfy friends. And also because I just heard some juicy rumors about that Vipers lady, and that'd be kind of funny to find out. Curious about this person they're in love with, but mostly our wolfy friends.
Let's go with you there. I heard about a ship that was commissioned that the person who commissioned it disappeared, so maybe a ship that's up for grabs. But I do also want to take Siobhan to the rune thrower and introduce her.
I'd like to go to
Yes.
the rune thrower as well.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea for all of you.
All of us? What does that mean, Rolf?
No, just that I think all of you can go to the rune thrower and get some insight. I mean, you all seem some of you seem more reluctant than others about the mission we're on, and I just want to get everybody on the same page.
I don't know what you mean by that.
He looks over at Northra.
Northra is fucking drunk as hell and just having a little party.
I don't know
Dancing
what you're
horrible.
talking about, Rolf. She seems to be having the time of her life.
Well,
The
there you
dreams,
go.
right? So,
Anyway, I could also use some insight from the rune thrower as well. So all of us maybe rune thrower first thing, and then we all split up and go to various places about town.
I think that sounds like a plan.
Sounds lovely.
Beautiful. I need a nap. Good night, all. And he heads on
Does
upstairs
Rolf
to his
go to
room, which
bed
he
at, like-
seems.
Does 12 go to bed at like the equivalent of like going to bed at like 7:30 p.m.?
It's like a full 2 hours before the rest of you
Yeah,
even start to
yeah.
feel tired. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Anything else you all do before resting?
Mm-mm.
I
I
I'm
mean,
having the time of my life.
yeah, just establishing good relations, getting more rumors, and that's. I feel like that's a good day's work right there.
Yep. Yeah, you don't hear a lot of new information in the rumor pool that night. But everybody has a rip roaring good time spreading more variations of the tale you were telling. And you all go to bed and get a long rest. So, first stop the next day is at the Rune Thrower.
oof.
Mhm.
Ouch.
Rune Thrower is you end up having to take a ferry to the other side of the river. So the Rune Thrower is way up here at the far north end, little ways into the forest.
Oh jeez.
So just a little more isolated.
Ada is very unwell. She is like half speed, but she's going,
Oh
but she's
no.
not
Oh
good.
no, you're at 2?
Oh no.
Uh-huh. I rolled a nat 1.
Dang. Oof.
Ada,
I
Yeah,
do you want to
remember
your
that
piggyback
chronic
ride?
pain
day
is getting to
came
you.
over.
Do you want me to carry you?
I
Hmm.
really don't. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I just thought
Gotta
I'd
go
offer.
slow. I
You
appreciate
probably
you. You're a
carry
good soul.
fucking having issues today. Ugh.
Thank you, Northra.
Yeah, Northrop, mechanically, you're fine. Roleplay wise,
know.
you have a splitting headache. Yeah. So, Siobhan is also tagging along, and she's let's see, she's not doing a very convincing job of going, oh yeah, I'm super hungover. I had so much to drink. She rolled a 10 on deception. um, but she's just cantering along in her wicker cat chair. You end up at a small tree grove that surrounds a clearing near the edge of the river. 1 second. Gotta get, let's see, what's the right vibes? Let's try
We're all
this.
about the vibes.
Vibes is like 50% of my purpose here. It's like, um, so in this clearing, you see a small campfire burning near a stack of wood, and an extremely tall man stands on the opposite side of the fire. As you approach, you realize this individual is made of blue-black wood,
Side note.
standing at almost 9 feet tall. Yeah.
Bye, Notorious. Have a good night.
Oh, yep. Good night. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah,
Sorry.
so no,
You're
no, no,
fine.
that's fine. Yeah, so figure he's made up of blue-black wood, standing at about 9 feet tall. His arms are poking through the plain white tunic that he wears, and the arms are as thin as twigs. They're just very long and willowy. And he raises those arms as if in greeting, and they brush the drooping boughs of the snow-dusted trees, spraying snow everywhere. The fire kind of hisses below, where it bites at the snow. And he smiles, and his wooden features stretch into a very broad grin. "Show me your birth runes," he says, by way of introduction, "and I shall show you how this world of ours ends."
That's a bit ominous.
Well, that sounded ominous, yeah.
I think I've seen enough of the world ending. Thank you very much.
I know, a bit of an
Let's go
ominous
back to the-
line.
Ada,
Bit
is
of an
this,
ominous line, but
is this the runekeeper?
Yes, yes. And Ada will step forward. You need to see above rooms.
yes. And you know this person who you know is a Wicker, obviously, like very openly Wicker, not like Odrune, where like, oh, that might be an elf. Like this is very distinctly Wicker features. His name is Kinnikan. Kinnikan. I'll put it in the chat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I wanted art for Kinnigan, but the book did not provide me with it, so I'm a little bummed.
What?
Once again, application right here. Fix the book.
Ada, you know that he arrived in town last year, so he's relatively a newcomer to town. He says, if you are each willing, I would like to read each of your fortunes, and hopefully give you the next rune to go on your journey.
Since I'm familiar with them, I'll kind of step forward, and then Ada's rune is like right at kind of at the top of her chest, like high on her breastbone, so she'll like take her scarf off since it's cold. I assume she has one.
Yes, very good. So the first thing he does as you approach, he's like, first I will draw the runes. He spreads out a black cloth on the ground beneath a tree with a very large branch that's drooping and just absolutely overflowing with leaves. He grabs the branch and they just shakes it like really hard, like he's beating the devil out of it. Several leaves fall onto the cloth. Bends down, he tucks the cloth into sort of a makeshift sack, shakes it up, and then he reaches inside and starts pulling out leaves. Ada, you approach. He looks at you and he draws a rune that looks like this. Let's see. Did it show up for you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure. There it is. It was taking a while to load on my end. This rune, the thorn, means conflict, discord. In this rune, I see a king passing coin to a luton. I see the glimmer of drawn swords, the flickering of torch flame. I see the blood of your family. In this rune, I see that fate must take you to this luton. It is not the true enemy that you seek, but it is one of the ones who threw the first torch. He's here in town.
Ada just nods and steps back.
Who will approach next?
We hear all of this? Like, how close are we?
You're close enough that you would hear it. All of you can
Okay.
hear each other's. Good question.
I'll go.
Odrune would I was gonna say Odrune would definitely hang back.
Okay.
Really hesitant to want to hear anything.
Hap is
He gestures
comforted
at
by
Hap.
the Hap is comforted by the fact that it is a tree using leaves. It's like that overcame her initial
You two.
anxiety for it.
You two, and he gestures to Hap and Cull at the same time, says, approach, the both of you. The rune I drew for both of you was the same. Your fates seem to be intertwined. This is the torch. It represents creativity, vision, sometimes improvement. Let me know if it doesn't show up or anything.
It's there.
Let's see.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. In this rune I see you both standing upon a ship of your own, but that is only the very beginning. One day you shall return to your own lands after you've righted a great wrong. And if you so want, you shall lead them. First, though, your enemy is crafty but not so wise. They have made mistakes. They have left a trail. I see a man in the far north, protected by the hide of a great bear. I see a slain man, too rich, too slow, and I see a terrible forest. Alton bless us that she may protect me from those that watch the Watchers.
Yeah, Hap is not gonna respond to this at all. I will kind of nod my head and then make way for anyone else who would like to step forward.
Kinnigan gestures at Northra, if you would approach. He reveals the next rune. Reveal.
Reveal yourself.
This is the rune of need. It relates to conflict or restrictions, sometimes willpower. And he kind of goes glassy-eyed for a second, as if he's trying hard to remember something. One second. And then, as if he's reciting it from a memory, he says, no death shall find you, as you walk all paths across all lands, beyond and below all living things, till the wolf rises at the forever sunset. You've heard those words before, have you not?
What is she not gonna start? I don't know. PTSD shit. Like, she not liking it at all. Hearing those words.
No death shall find you, she said, but yet she seeks you. Seek those of your old clan. Not a cure to your curse, but answers and perhaps a new purpose.
Northa's actually gonna rush out of the building, get some fresh air.
You're in a clearing in a forest.
Rushing out either way, getting away from here.
Yeah. You seem reluctant. Looking over at Odrune.
I don't like the idea that my fate can be read so easily.
Well, consider it more of a signpost than a order.
All right.
He pulls the next rune.
And Drune shows him her rune, which is basically right here. And it's kind of worked in with, like, leaf and vine tattoos.
This rune is the elk rune. It's known for protection, defense, shields, that sort of thing. I see a place, terrible place, a place that seems unreal, an old tower. It arises from nothing, it returns to nothing, but inside you shall find a whisper of the truth. Twice you shall walk those halls. You must.
If I may ask a question, have I already
Yes.
been to those halls?
No. But you will,
Thank you.
of course. Now, this young lady, looking over at Siobhan, what a mystery you are you not? I'm sure you all realize that it's very important that you protect this one. I can't see entirely why, but she's very important. You are tasked with taking her to the Volve. I certainly believe that they will be the ones who will be able to further illuminate the path for her. Now, I'm sure that was a lot to think on. Would you like me to etch these onto your skin and provide you with the tattoos, or do you have a tattoo artist you would prefer?
This is when you start side-eyeing Ada over there.
Ada's like a little dissociated, honestly. Like she's out of it.
Uh-huh. Hap is unsure. I'm unsure. I would do anything Cole would do, but Cole's not here.
We can always resolve that next time. That's fine.
Believe it or not, Odrun
So-
actually would probably walk forward and have him put it on their arm. Kind of somewhere in the, like, if the one was right here, have it somewhere maybe down here. Kind of worked in amongst the vines.
Perfect.
Would have chosen Ada, but Ada seems preoccupied.
Ada, to my best knowledge, is hungover, even if that's not correct.
Yeah, he finishes the tattoo on you, and you do gain a benefit from. This is the Rune of Challenge tattoo. You receive a blessing from the gods. You get a +1 bonus to all inspiration rolls. So if you're using inspiration to do a reroll, you get a +1 bonus to that roll.
Okay, cool.
You know, it just occurred to me that my reading actually wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty hopeful. I'm like so like what is it? It's like secondhand trauma from overhearing everybody else's that I forgot mine was actually pretty nice. And I do want a ship. And it was a vision of me getting a ship. I kind of want that room now, if I think of it that way. This is a good sign. I need a ship, and this is a reading of me getting a ship. I'm gonna step forward.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get the tattoo, you get a permanent +1 bonus to all inspiration rolls with the Rune of Challenge tattoo.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have
You
it
can
go
add
down
that to
my
the
back.
features on your character sheet.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So-
have the runes kind of start at the top of the back of my neck and kind of head towards the tail. Just
Perfect.
because heading towards the tail just seems like the right choice.
I think everyone moving forward kind of like like catches Ada's attention, and she'll step forward as well. And she'll do this one like on the inside of her like right forearm.
Perfect. You get that same bonus as well. Does Northra get the rune tattooed?
No, she's gone.
She's gone. Okay. All right. So with that, I'm sure there's plenty more that you will want to get up to in Nowhere, but we are going to wrap it up there for the evening. So thank you all so much for joining. What a great session. I'm excited we got to the rune thrower. And yeah, Nowhere's a big place. It's a whole big section of the book that I had to study and read up on all those captains and everything and all the different places. Like, it's very open. You can go literally anywhere in town and things will be happening. So, we will see more of this town next time. That will be next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And let's see, I don't think we have anything we really need to promote, so we'll just end it there. Thank you all for joining. Have a good rest of your week. Skål!